Honestly, all of these videos with Superstar Saga that I'm gonna make are going to be taken from heart and not really from just one or two playthroughs that I've played with this game. But I've played this game 9 times, so I know how these bros attacks work and I know how to perform them to the max. Besides one, but that one we'll get into later. Later, I mean right now. This is the last one in my opinion, because as much as it does less damage and you're only getting a kind of good item, like just a slight chance for a kind of good item. I mean, well, not a slight chance, it's guaranteed that you're gonna get somewhat of a kind of good item, but it does less damage than Splash Bros. And unless if you're grinding those enemies in like the bean fields, there's no point of using it for bosses. Now once you unlock advanced Splash Bros, there's no point in using this one. It just does less damage, but that's really it. It's just the first, well, it doesn't really matter. It's the first set of those attacks you get with Bounce Bros and the Splash Bros. So, I mean, it's not really useful in the end game. I don't find myself using this Bros attack more than Bounce Bros just normally, because for bosses that you're supposed to use it for, like the Popple fights, the other fights that have two, it's not really useful there because it can go and hit. I would usually use it when there's only one, but that's just my personal preference. That's why I don't really use it much as Bounce Bros. Basically, this just does more damage on one enemy. It's basically Splash Bros, but it's Luigi. This is easily the best of the basics, and it's just because it can destroy spikes. Well, it's not affected by spikes, which just makes a lot of bosses, mainly Queen Bean, just a little bit easier. Now, I see this as it might be infinite in the first game, but I can just not time this whatsoever, which just makes this, even though it does more damage, it can do more damage. If I can time it, I would put it up, but I can't consistently time it, so that's why it's down here. At number 11. Advanced Knockback Bros is kind of just what I said. This can go infinite, but if you don't get the timing right, yeah, you're gonna mess up and you're gonna not get as much damage as the normal Knockback Bros would be, which just makes it just that little bit worse, because Knockback Bros does a whole lot of damage when you can actually time it enough, and that's just why it's lower. Chopper Bros is just an easier attack to time, and that's really why I like this more than the other Chopper Bros, Advanced Chopper Bros, because it's easier to time and I can actually get a little bit more good damage. Short, sweet, and simple, and can do a lot of damage. What's more to say? Fire Bros, and it's not really that good, because it doesn't really do much damage, and that's really it. You gotta have a lot of damage, and the reason why I'm showing both of these for both Fire Bros ones is because they differ a lot, and I think the Superstar Saga Bowser's Minion is way better. I really only use this one for one boss fight, and that's Hermie the Third. But besides that, I guess you could use this on other boss fights with multiple enemies, but that's just my personal preference. You can have other. It does good damage, and I don't really know what else to say. It does cost a little bit BP for some good damage, which is good. It's a pretty late game Bros attack. So, the Advanced Fire Bros sends a shockwave, and it might still have to be a very good timer in the first game, but in Superstar Saga, Bowser's Minions, you can basically do the same thing as the first one, but just makes it easier. That's what they do with this one. They just make it easier. They can make a shockwave, I think, in the Bowser's minions, but that's really it. Now, this is a really good attack, and the reason why is because it's only one this time, and which means that electricity goes straight to only one, and in the Bowser's minions can do, I think, death down. This is the last Bros attack you get in this game, and you get it from a scroll, and I think that's pretty good. I don't really say it's great. I really just think it's incomplete without the advanced version. And it's not like the advanced version is really hard to pull off. It's pretty simple to pull off. But enough about talking about the advanced version. This is just the normal version. But it is really a just simple attack that you can pull off as long as you're good at spamming, which is another thing I am good at. But even if you're not, this can do some good damage to groups or just one enemy, which is a great upside because you can move it around, and that's just a good thing to do if you're trying to deal with groups and just damage them with one Bros attack, which I feel like is just a good upside because it's good for bosses like the Koopalings, especially Lemmy and Wendy. But we'll just talk about more of this in the next part. This is the complete version of it, and it's not the best attack in the game because it does do the same amount of damage, but you get a little bit extra at the end of it. That's just great. It's basically advanced swing bros done right, and that's just amazing. This might be controversial, but just swing bros. That's it. It's simple, just like what I said with Knockback Bros, and that's all you need. A simple damage dealer that you can go through for the entire game, which is the great thing about this. This you unlock with another scroll, and you can use this forever. It's kind of just like Knockback Bros if you actually could use it with Mario. This might be a later video than usual, but I kind of just had a busy day, and I probably should have recorded some of this on Tuesday instead of just recording it all on Wednesday. But hey, it just is gonna come out late, and that's just what I'm gonna have to deal with. But hey, at least it kind of turned out good. But like and subscribing for you guys, unsubscribe later. And you've also made it to the end of the video. This is Bowser's Bean, signing off. Bye.